Hello, welcome to The Print. My name is Amana Begam Ansari, and I'm the regular columnist with The Print. So, the ongoing clash in Uttar Pradesh's Sambhal has already claimed 5 lives so far over a court, and the violence which claimed 4 lives erupted over the court ordered survey of city's Jama Masjid, where Muslims protested and it turned into a violent confrontation with the police, resulting in the sad tragedy. And sadly, this is not an isolated story in India. The history of country is dotted with the disputes over religious places, each leaving a trail of loss and pain. These clashes are not just a loss of life, they strip communities of their dignity and deepen division. Over the decades, battle over religious places have turned into a flashpoint exposing fault lines in a diverse nation. From Ayodhya to now Sambhal, the phenomenon is moving towards an endless cycle of confrontation instead of bringing a meaningful closure. Growing up, it was almost normal to see the whole nation brace for a heightened security every time a date or hearing related to the Ayodhya dispute was announced. For someone like me, whose parents and extended family hails from the Uttar Pradesh, the specter of the 1992 riots loomed large in the family conversation. Listening to the countless stories of loss, pain, and grief was part of our shared memory and history. And when Ayodhya judgment was finalized in 2019, there was a sense of relief among the people around me that many felt that the weight had been lifted and perhaps the nation could now move forward without more confrontation and bitterness. For the first time, it seemed possible to leave past behind and focus building on a more harmonious society and future. I still remember that the moment when volunteer came to our housing society to collect donation for the construction of Ram Mandir. My mom happily contributed. She told them that I'm happy in the happiness of our Hindu brethren, and she believed that this act could symbolize healing and development, that it marked a new beginning for the nation, which is too often face such a confrontation. But the Sambhal seems to going into the opposite direction. India history is filled with such a injustice, including the destruction of Hindu temple and in their holy places and the construction of the mosque atop them. These events have left the nation with scars, and to move forward there's a challenge to address such a grievances with care and finality, offering a sense of closure, foster healing across communities. So what was meant to be a step forward reconciliation should not be co-opted by an agenda that perpetuate endless grievances driven by extreme forces. This push is not about healing but about reopening wounds. It risks fracturing the unity of diverse nation. The nation must ask itself how far will it go in a pursuit of historical injustice which can turn into a perpetuate source of conflict. All the religious sites in India symbolize freedom of all faith and coexistence. Sadly, they are now becoming battlegrounds, leaving ordinary citizens to bear the brunt. It worth pondering that nobody benefits from such a clashes apart from the opportunist. For the victims and their family, it's only a painful loss. So, even Rashtra Sevak Sangh, RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat said, "Why look for shivling in every mosque?" Ironically, even RSS or BJP are not considered Hindu enough by these right wing forces. Similarly, left hardliner voices refuse to even engage in any such a discussion or dialogue over Kashi Mathura and shut down any attempt to acknowledge these disputed histories, making it harder to reconcile further. It is now up to the sensible, moderate voices to rise above this divisive rhetoric and walk a path of truth and reconciliation, one that seeks closure without reopening the wounds, and aims to take India forward as a diverse and united nation instead of setting a precedent of for endless resources spent on revisiting the past. In a country as diverse as India, protecting the sanctity of all religious places and the right of all communities should be non-negotiable, and yet it requires leadership that prioritize harmony over hegemony and reconciliation over rhetoric. I believe that we should be thoughtful, that we should not go to the path which critics have long warned about, the path of endless confrontation. And for that, government need to address the real issue, which is more than just law and order and the place of worship act, basically, so that we can put an end to it for once and for all. For more such video, please keep watching The Print.